Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome back to my Robinhood portfolio. Hope you guys are having an awesome day investing. As always, you can see once again I have my application open during active hours trading. You can always see that if there is a white background to the application. What I thought I'd talk about today is return of capital. A lot of you guys have been asking what exactly that means. So I thought I'd do a little bit more in-depth video about PHK here. I put a video out about a week ago talking about the dividend cut, but I thought I'd go and focus on the return of capital aspect to make it a little bit more clear. So PHK is a closed-end fund. It essentially is a collection of fixed income sector securities, mostly below investment grade securities, otherwise known as like high yield bonds, junk bonds, those types of investment, but they have a very high fixed income per month. The problem with this particular fund is that it's not able to support its very high dividend. You can see 13.74% dividend. This was before the dividend cut. But if I go to the 1 month graph, you can see the price of the stock has dropped quite considerably here, about 10% or so, and that's because of the dividend cut. And the reason they have a dividend cut is because the underlying fund securities, its underlying investments, were not able to support that dividend because of the amount of income they were generating. So what essentially was happening, the fund was essentially taking its own capital and giving back to the investors. So you can think of it as your own portfolio. Your monthly dividend stocks weren't producing enough income. So instead of trying to get better underlying securities, you basically were just taking money out of your own portfolio to give back to yourself and then saying that was a dividend, if that makes sense. So for the dividend prior to the dividend cut was 0.1 per share per month, but of that 0.1, 0.06 was actually just your own capital given back to you. So you can see the majority of the dividend was simply taking money out of your portfolio, which over time would erode the price of the stock. And you can see that here. When the dividend cut happened, the price of the stock decreased dramatically because there's going to be less income per month for the investor. So I hope that makes sense. So basically, the fund's underlying securities did not have enough income generated per month, so it's simply giving back to the investor the money that was already in the share price of the stock. So basically just giving its own assets back to the investor as a dividend. And as you can imagine, that would decrease the overall value of the stock. And the cut happened because essentially the fund was getting to the point where the majority of the dividend was return of capital, and over time the fund couldn't support that because at some point it would have to start selling off a lot of its securities, and the fund would make less income because of less assets per month, and over time it simply would just erode the entire value of the stock. So it had to cut the dividend to make sure that it could survive. But even with the dividend cut, it's still giving back a little bit of return of capital, even though the dividend was cut by like 20% or so. So I hope that makes sense. That's the danger of return of capital. A lot of these high income funds here actually don't produce enough income per month. They actually are giving back the investor part of the assets of the stock, which the investor has already paid for. So the dividend yield might seem like 13.7%, but it might only be 8% or 7%, and the rest of that is simply the fund's assets given back to the investor. So I hope that makes sense. If you guys have any questions about that, let me know. If any of you have a little bit more insight in that, let me know as well. As you guys know, I'm an investor who's always looking to learn new things, so if you guys have any additional insights, let me know. So kind of with that, I'll end the video. As always, if you enjoy my videos, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. The whole point of these videos is to learn about the market and to investigate different investment strategies. So yeah, kind of with that, I'll end the video, and we'll see you guys next time.